Hello, and thank you for joining this lesson. This is prediction series for Pretechnical studies. We're going to start with section A, which has 20 marks. The first question reads, grade 9 learners were discussing different types of raised platforms. They displayed the diagram below. So here we have the diagram. What is the name of the item shown above? So what is the name of this platform? A, loading dock. B, workbenches. C, catwalk. D, ramps. So it is not loading dock. This is where vehicles park to load goods. It is not catwalks. It is not workbenches. Workbenches is a flat table used for assembling or repairing items. Therefore, the name of this platform is called ramps. So it is a ramp which is used to load or offload items. And therefore, number 1, the answer is D. Number 2, what is the primary purpose of wearing personal protective equipment in a workplace? A, to enhance employee comfort. B, to comply with fashion guidelines. C, to prevent injuries and exposure to hazards. D, to improve communication among employees. So remember, personal protective equipment such as safety goggles, hand gloves, helps to prevent injuries and exposure to hazards. And therefore, for number 2, the answer is C. We continue to number 3. Your sibling requested you to help him discover his talents and he suggested that he should reflect on 5 things, personal characteristic being among them. Which one of the following is not among your recommendation? A, test. B, ability. C, competence. D, values. So ability is okay, even values is okay, even competence is okay. What about test? Test is not among the recommendation, and therefore for number 3, the answer is A. Continue to number 4. Grace was teaching her grade 7 learners about visual programming. She asked learners to name some advantages of learning visual programming. Which of the following response was correct? So visual programming is taught in grade 8, also in grade 9. So which one is the correct reason for the advantage of learning visual programming? A, requires extensive coding knowledge. B, simplifies the programming process for beginners. C, only useful for professional developers. D, limited to simple application. So you know that visual programming such as Scratch uses drag and drop blocks, making coding easier. And therefore, it simplifies the programming process for beginners. You can easily learn how to program by dragging and dropping blocks. Question number 5. Number 5 here we have the question. While driving along a busy highway, Joki saw the symbol below at a petrol station. So you can see here we have a flame symbol and a slash. Why was the symbol displayed at the petrol station? A, to allow people to warm themselves. B, it showed the presence of petrol. C, it indicates a cause of fire which will be avoided. D, it shows lighting the petrol station. So when you see this symbol, to allow people to warm themselves, this is not true, it is dangerous. Show the presence of petrol, that's not the answer. Even D is not the answer. So the answer is when you see this, the symbol, that is the flame and a slash, it means no open flames, because you know that petrol is very flammable. And therefore, part C, the answer is C, which says it indicates a cause of fire which will be avoided. So no open flames. Number 6. A grade 9 learner was learning about projection types. Each projection provides a 3-dimensional view while maintaining true scale in 1 dimension. So we have A, isometric projection. B, perspective projection. C, oblique projection. D, axonometric projection. So you want to present an object in 3-dimension view. So you know that this is grade 9 work. It is known as oblique projection, and therefore the answer is C. Number 7. Janet went to a computer hardware shop and bought items. Which one of the following is a pointing device? Here we have A, mouse. B, keyboard. C, flash disk. D, printer. Which one is a pointing device? So a keyboard is a keying device, not a pointing device, used to type words and etc. A printer is a hard copy output device. Flash disk is a storage device, and therefore the answer is A. A mouse is a pointing device. The reason is because a mouse moves the cursor and points or selects items on a screen. Therefore, the answer is A. Number 8. A farmer wants to market her new products, but she lives in a rural area. Which of the following ICT tools can she use? So we want ICT tool she can use to market her new products. A, email. B, Facebook. C, Google. D, poster. So which one do you think is the correct option? So to start with, a poster is not an ICT tool. It is a print media, therefore not the answer. Even a Google is a search engine, not a direct marketing tool. So remain with the two, email and Facebook. So email is good for formal communication, but not effective to reach many customers, and therefore email is not the best. So remain with the Facebook. Facebook allow easy online marketing, therefore it is the best ICT tool to use. Okay, to number 9. Here we have the diagram. The diagram below shows a measuring tool. You can see the diagram is here. What is its function? So what is the name of this diagram? So I know you know. It is called a divider. So the diagram shows what we call a divider. Kama ile ya set. What is the function of a divider? To measure electric current in a circuit. That is not true. This is done by ammeter, not a divider. This one is done by a ammeter to measure current. Yeah, we use ammeter from even science. To smoothen wooden surfaces, we use what we call a plane or sandpaper, not a divider. To tighten and loosen bolts and nuts, we use what we call a spanner or wrenches. Therefore, the answer is C. A divider is used to mark and transfer equal measurements. So number 9, the answer is C. Number 10. What is the importance of observing safety practices in workplace? A, it boosts employees' morale. B, it increases office gossip. C, it improves customer satisfaction. Again, it improves customer satisfaction. Then D, it prevents accidents and injuries. Which one is the correct option? So observing safety. So about morale, that is not true. Increasing gossip, no. It improves customer satisfaction. It does go to D. It prevents accident and injuries. That is true. So the purpose of observing safety is to prevent accidents and injuries, and therefore the answer is D. Number 11, we continue. During a pretechnical study lesson, learners were discussing the primary angle typically used in oblique projection drawings. Who gave the correct answer? Dan, 30 degrees. Pauline, 45 degrees. Sandy, 60 degrees. Joel, 90 degrees. So you know that when you have oblique projection, the receding lines are drawn at 45-degree angle. And therefore, Pauline is correct. For number 11, the answer is B. Number 12. Your class teacher wanted to analyze marks for all learners to calculate the mean grade for the class. Which application software did she use? A, PowerPoint. B, Microsoft Word. C, Microsoft Excel. D, Microsoft Edge. So if you want to analyze to calculate mean grade, maybe to analyze data to sort, don't use a PowerPoint. PowerPoint is for presentation. Microsoft Word is for typing, editing Word documents, and not even D. We use what we call a Microsoft Excel, and therefore the answer is C. Number 13. Your bench vise is not gripping as tightly as it is used to. What is the first step to take? What is the first step to take? A, replace the vise immediately. B, clean the jaws and remove any debris. You continue on the right side. We have submerge the vise in water, and then D, apply super glue to the jaws. So if it is not tightening very well, then putting it in water will not help. It is going to rust. Even applying super glue to the jaws will not help. So remain with A and B. So replacing is not the first step to do. So the first step is to you clean the jaws and remove any debris so that I can make it to be tight. You can make it to grip more tightly. Therefore, the answer is B. Number 14. When working on electrical installations, what driving tool is essential for driving screws into junction box and electrical panels? A, power drill. B, torque wrench. C, impact driver. D, screwdriver set. So power drill, it is used for drilling holes, not driving screws, and therefore not the answer. Torque wrench, from the word torque. So this one is used for tightening bolts to specific torque, therefore not screws. We have impact driver. Impact driver, it is used in mechanical works. It is too powerful for electrical harness. And therefore, the correct tool, it is a screwdriver set. And therefore, the answer is D. Number 15. Which one of the following composite materials is often used in boat building? A. Plywood. B. Fiberglass. C. Carbon fiber. D. Aluminium. So you want a composite material. So aluminium is a metal, not a composite material, and therefore automatically it is not true. Even plywood is not a composite material. The remaining the two, fiberglass and carbon fiber. So carbon fiber is strong, but very expensive. It is mainly used in aerospace and therefore not the best. And therefore for boat building, we use what we call a fiberglass. It is lightweight, strong, and water resistant. Therefore, the answer is B. Number 16. The icon below was displayed by a teacher. So here you have the icon. What does it represent? A. Microsoft Word. B. Outlook. C. Microsoft Edge. D. Microsoft Excel. So as always, I usually give one question as an assignment. So for number 16, tell us in the comment section, what is the name of this icon? Is it A, B, C, or D? Thank you for your responses. But number 17, after surveying their school, grade 9 learners found a lack of awareness about waste disposal. Which of the following will be the best way to raise awareness among students? A. Ignoring issues. B. Organizing a waste management awareness week. C. Distributing more waste without explanation. D. Keeping information to themselves. So we want to raise awareness to students about about waste disposal. So ignoring the issue, this one will not solve. Even distributing more waste is not the answer, and even D, not true. And therefore, the best way is to organize a waste management awareness week, whereby they're going to educate other learners on importance of proper waste disposal. And therefore, the correct answer is B for number 17. Continue to number 18. Julia Alana was asked to define Sprite as used in visual programming. Which of the following was her response? A. A text editor. B. A type of database. C. A character or object in a game or animation. D. A sound file. So you know that for Sprite, Sprite is a character or object in a game or animation. We have several characters, and therefore, Sprite, the answer is C. Number 19. A grade 9 learner visited a construction site and found workers using concrete. What advantage does concrete provide in construction? A. It is biodegradable. B. It has a high compressive strength. C. It is transparent. D. It is lightweight. Which one do you think is the correct answer? We're saying it is biodegradable. That one is not true. It is false. Concrete is not biodegradable. What about C? It is transparent. That is one is not true. Concrete is opaque. It is lightweight. That one is false, because you know that concrete is heavy and dense. Therefore, remain with B, which is the answer. It has a high compressive strength. Inamaanishaje? It is very strong under compression, making it ideal for foundations, wall, and even making columns. And therefore, the answer is B. Number 20. While conducting a project, Rina and Wesley identified waste resources in their neighborhood. Which of the following is a likely significant source of waste in the urban area? So you want the main source of waste in urban areas. A. Local markets. B. National parks. C. Rural farms. D. Riverbanks. So the answer is not C. Rural farms. To produce farm waste, not typically for urban areas. Riverbanks, not true. Even national parks, it is not a high waste zone. And therefore, the main source is local markets. Local markets is the main source, because you know that they generate large amounts of organic and packaging waste, like, for example, vegetables, plastic, cartons, and so on. So for number 20, the answer is A. Consider done with section A. Thank you so much for following along. Don't forget to like this video so that you can continue with section B. Section B, it has 30 marks. We start with the first question. Star Academy management has decided to adopt visual programming in their day-to-day learning activities. How will they benefit from using visual programming languages? 3 marks. The question is asking on importance of using visual programming. The first point is it enhances understanding through use of visual blocks and flowcharts. So people are able to understand by using the blocks and by dropping and dragging the blocks. But 2, it encourages creativity and problem-solving skills in learner. So learners are able to be creative and even solve problem by making maybe stories or even applications. Part 3, another point is visual programming makes programming easier for beginners by eliminating the need to memorize syntax. So instead of memorizing difficult codes, visual programming will make it easy for all beginners, learners to understand how to program. And therefore, those are the importances of visual programming. We score 3 marks. Question number 22. Mention 3 potential hazards to personal safety in the environment. So you want hazards to personal safety. So potential hazards, this is grade 7 work. For example, slippery floors that can cause falls. That is true. It is a potential hazard. You have exposed electric wires, which can lead to electric shocks. And even you have sharp objects that may cause injuries, such as cuts and etc. It's an open question. You can give any potential hazard, and you are going to get those 3 marks. We continue to number 23. The diagram below shows an input device. You can see the diagram is here. What is its name? So what is the name of this object here? It is known as, we know that the name is a mouse. The name is called a mouse. So very easy. We score 1 mark. Under what category is it grouped? So we know that a mouse is an input device. So for you to be safe in exam, you can give both. So it is under input device. Input device. To be specific, you say what we call pointing devices. So we're going to be safe, pointing devices. So it is under pointing devices. So a mouse is a pointing device. We score 1 mark. But see, what is the function of this mouse? So what is the function of a mouse? We have so many functions of a mouse. I'm going to give maybe 2. So number 1 is pointing and selecting. So you can see I'm pointing here. You can see this is 1 mark. This is a device. So pointing. So it is used to point. So pointing and selecting. So pointing and selecting. Pointing and selecting. So I'm going to explain. So moves the cursor. A mouse moves the cursor to a point and select icons, menu, and files. So I can point here. Maybe I can select. Number 2, it is for clicking to select an item. So clicking, dragging and dropping. So clicking, you can click, right click, left click. You can also drag and drop. Files, documents, etc. Dragging and dropping. Files, documents, and etc. Files, documents, and etc. Also, it can be used by scrolling. A mouse has a wheel which can help you to move up and down through a document. So for example, I can move up and down. I'm using a mouse. So those are the functions of a mouse. Number 24. Grade 8 learners were asked by their teacher to identify uses of composite materials. So you want composite materials. Give 3 responses they gave. So we want the uses of composite material. So this is an open question. You can give any. It is used in making aircraft parts. That is true. For example, carbon fiber. Making sports equipment such as tennis rackets. Also, it is used in construction of buildings and bridges. So those are the functions or the uses of composite materials. And you score 3 marks. Number 25. John recently proposed the installation of the internet in his school. So internet. Outline 3 benefits user would gain from using the internet. So this question is asking about the benefits of the internet. So give any 3 benefits of using the internet in a school setup. So number 1 is access to online educational resources and research materials. You can get so many materials like past papers, revision materials, and etc. Number 2, it is communication through email and video conferencing. So you can communicate through email, and even you can even have a class through video conferencing like Zoom and so on. Then part 3, it enables e-learning and remote learning opportunities. So you can have an online class through the internet, and therefore it is a benefit of having the internet in the school. So you can give any 3. I've given my points and you can score those 3 marks. Question to number 26. I hope you're following. Angie wants to buy a car for her mother. These 3 factors she should consider when deciding where to buy the car. So you want to, the factors that you consider when choosing a place to buy the car. 3 marks. So what are the factors? The factors are here. I'm going to explain. Number 1 is price and payment options. She should compare prices at different dealers and check offer discounts or flexible payment plans. So that is the first thing. Look at the price and the payment option. How are you going to pay that car? For how long? Do they give discounts or etc.? So that is the first point. Second point is reputation and reliability of the seller. Inamaanisha aje? She should buy from a trusted and licensed dealer to avoid being scammed or getting a faulty car. That is the second and very important factor. Watu huku nje wamekuwa wakora, so you need to know reputation and reliability of that seller to avoid being scammed. Number 3, can even say after sales services. That is, she should consider whether the seller offers services such as warranties, free servicing, or maintenance support. So those are the factors to consider in deciding where to buy a car. So you explain, you're going to get those 3 marks. Number 27, we'll continue. Number 27. Njogu is passionate about drawing. She went to a career coach for guidance. Identify 3 career paths she can choose. So drawing. So you want the career paths that can come from drawing. So we start with the first one. So the career paths, we have it here. Number 1 is architect. Tunamaanisha aje? He can use drawing skills to design buildings, houses, and other structures. Then he can become an animator or illustrator. So animator, another career, animator, or can say illustrator. So what do you mean by this? This is creating drawings and characters for cartoons, book, games, or animations. Finally, he can become a graphic designer. So another career pathway is graphic designer. Graphic designer, this is whereby he uses drawing and digital tools to create logos, posters, advertisements, and visual contents for business. So these are the career pathway that Njogu can venture into, so that because he is passionate about drawing. Number 28, Diana, grade 8 learner, came across the cutting tool below. What is its name? So we want the name of this cutting tool. So you know that this is called a plane. So the name is a plane. So it is called a plane. It is used for smoothing wood surfaces. But B, state 2 ways of ensuring proper care of cutting tools in a working environment. So we want ways of taking care of cutting tools. So number 1 is to you store in a dry place to prevent rusting. That is proper storage. Store in a dry place to prevent rusting. To prevent rusting. Then another point you can say, Roman 2, you can say is to clean the tools after use. Clean the tool after use. So don't say wash, just say clean the tools after use. You can even say oil the moving parts or lubricate the moving parts. So give any tool maintenance care, being to get those 2 marks. Number 29, outline 3 safety practices to observe while using holding tools. So holding tools, which are the safety practices. So here we have that number 1 is use the right tool for the right task. So use the right size tool For the right task, use the right size tool. For the right task. For the right task. Part 2. Ensure a firm grip. Another safety importance is to ensure a firm grip. Ensure a firm grip before applying force. So you ensure that the grip is very firm before you apply force to prevent injuries. Ensure a firm grip before applying force. Any other? So any other? Tell us in the comment section. Which other safety practice do you observe while using holding tools? For example, pliers. Number 30. A grade 9 learner took the pictures below of driving tools A and B. Identify the tools. Here we have A and B. So I'm going to give the name of B. B is called screwdriver. Screwdriver. What about A? You know the name of A? Also, let us know in the comment section what is the name of this tool labeled as A. Part B. State 2 factors considered while choosing driving tools. So when choosing the driving tool, because you can see you have these two. So what are the factors do you consider when choosing either using A or either using B? So number 1 is the type of material or fastener to be driven. So the type of material or fastener to be driven. Is it a nut? Is it a screw? That is it. So type of material or fastener to be driven. Fastener to be driven. Don't worry about the handwriting. To be driven. Then Roman 2, you can say comfort and safety of the handle. So comfort and safety of the handle. Comfort and safety. Comfort and safety of the handle. That is another factor. So type of the material or fastener to be driven. Number 2 is comfort and safety of the handle. You can see this is the last printed page. So we are done with section B. Thank you so much for following along. Don't forget to like this video and also subscribe if you are new to this channel. Thank you so much. Best wishes as you prepare for your final exam. See you in the next video.